Well, breaking news tonight involving the Trump transition. Mitt Romney will not be Secretary of State.
Yeah, Romney confirmed in a tweet tonight he was not chosen. President-elect Donald Trump tonight announced in a tweet that he'd officially reveal his pick by tomorrow morning.
That's right. And KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan joins us now with more on the developments in the Trump transition today, at least, right?
Yeah, exactly right. So no thank you rally tonight, no problem. We got about 25 other things going on now. As we mentioned tonight, Mitt Romney basically confirming he's not going to be the next Secretary of State. But CBS News reporting now ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson will be the next Secretary of State, already triggering a bitter debate over Tillerson's close connections to Russian President Vladimir Putin, even as a former CIA chief warned the Russian hacking and interference in the U.S. campaign is the political equivalent of the 9/11 attack. With no thank you rally Monday night, President-elect Donald Trump tweeted out this coming attraction. I will be making my announcement on the next Secretary of State tomorrow morning.
We are the largest American oil company. We're very global.
ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson is widely believed to be Trump's choice. During his time at ExxonMobil, Tillerson developed an especially close relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin, while negotiating numerous deals with the Russian state oil company.
He's much more than a business executive. I mean, he's a world-class player.
In 2012, Tillerson received the Order of Friendship personally from Putin, the highest Russian award to a non-Russian.
To me, a great advantage is he knows many of the players, and he knows them well. He does massive deals in Russia.
But even some fellow Republicans don't see it that way.
I have obviously concerns of reports of his relationship with Vladimir Putin, who is a thug and a murderer.
Another Republican, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, tweeted, "Being a friend of Vladimir is not an attribute I am hoping for from a Secretary of State." If nominated for Secretary of State, Tillerson's relationship with Putin could become a centerpiece of the debate over Russian interference in the presidential campaign, which has brought calls for a bipartisan congressional special committee on Capitol Hill to fully investigate the charges. And headlines like this, quoting former CIA Director Michael Morell, demonstrate that concern is growing. Morell quoted as saying, "It is an attack on our very democracy. A foreign government messing around in our election is, I think, an existential threat to our way of life." But that's not how President-elect Trump sees it.
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's just another excuse. I don't believe it. They have no idea if it's Russia or China or somebody.
Trump completely trashed the idea that Russia meddled in the presidential election campaign after having trashed U.S. intelligence in a tweet. The same people that said Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. On Monday, Trump followed up with another tweet, blaming the Democrats for the charges. Can you imagine, he wrote, if the election results were the opposite and we tried to play the Russia CIA card, it would be called conspiracy theory. In October, the intelligence community concluded that Russia directed the recent compromises of emails. But Trump transition team senior advisor Kellyanne Conway told CNN's Anderson Cooper the calls for an independent committee investigation are just sour grapes from election losers.
Anderson, this smells like politics, plain and simple. We in the Trump presidency do not want foreign governments interfering in our elections. That's very clear. But we certainly don't want what we have now, which is politics interfering in our intelligence.
But in July, candidate Trump seemed to be encouraging Russian hackers to uncover deleted Clinton emails.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing.
The Russians are not our friends.
Despite statements like that from Republican Senate and House leaders, neither of them endorsed the proposal for an independent special committee to investigate Russian hacking and election interference, effectively squashing any chance it will happen. Despite this, from CrowdStrike, the cybersecurity firm that investigated the Russian hacking attacks while working closely with U.S. intelligence agencies.
Imagine, somebody breaks into a bank and they use some sort of special saw to cut through the safe. We found that saw as they were using it. I would say that the actions definitely were more detrimental to one candidate than the other.
Now, all this comes 1 week before the Electoral College is scheduled to officially elect Donald Trump as America's 45th president. But now 10 of those electors, 9 Democrats and 1 Republican, are requesting a security briefing on the Russian hacking and possible interference in the U.S. election campaign. Jeff?